It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
Are we going to have to replace that happily ever after clip at the end of the montage?
Why are you trying to make people mad already?
Strike the match. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
We just got here. You're not even going to do a cold open and you're going to go right with that? What are you doing?
Hi, everyone. This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank. And for the next 30 minutes, we got 3 topics or subjects that we did not cover on the Theme Park Thursday podcast this week, where we broke down everything about Prickly Heat and the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah, do we need to take a Prickly Heat poll? I can't even say it. Prickly Heat poll here? Does anyone call that? Do you know what it is?
Drop it in the chat.
Drop it like it's hot, like Prickly Heat.
If you've used the phrase Prickly Heat, as heard today on the Theme Park Thursday podcast, if that doesn't make you subscribe to our podcast, if you're new and you're checking us out for the first time, that's it. You're like, oh, these guys talk about Prickly Heat. I am in.
That's it.
Jen, I was just expecting the Steffers graphic to come in this week instead of.
Oh, I know. We got to work on that for next time. So.
I am bringing the Prickly Heat. That's right. Maybe that's what that was my open, was a little bit of my own Prickly Heat.
I think that's probably a shirt. On my long list of shirt ideas, I think that has to be one.
We got to do a big relaunch.
Yeah.
In the fall to coincide. All right, we got 3 topics, 3 subjects. Let's go from number 1 to number 3, like we normally do. How about that?
Sure.
Number 1.
Order of numbers.
It's time to haunt the Muppets. It's time to scare them right. It's time to haunt the Muppets. They teased the Haunted Mansion Muppets special on Disney Plus this week. We'll talk a little bit about that. How was that? Did that work? Number 2. The Boo bashing. We're on the Twitter a lot at Dillos Diz. If you don't follow us, follow along. We noticed after, maybe it happened prior to also, but after the opening night of the Boo Bash this week, people aren't on. They're feeling certain ways about it. So let's revisit the price. The expectations. Let's revisit all of that regarding the Boo Bash here on August 12th, talking about Halloween events.
And your favorite holiday.
Buy me something. 50th anniversary merchandise officially dropped, I think today, but people have been talking about it all week long after teasing. Why? I don't know. Is that
because you said it that way for a reason?
Is that
do you know what the reason is?
Let me think about it. That's Twisted Christmas, right? The 12 days on the Twisted Christmas album.
Correct.
From old school Bobby Rivers. Check it out on the iTunes if you don't know. But when it all devolves at the end of 12 Pains of Christmas.
Right. Ringing up the lights.
Buy me something. I didn't realize it when I wrote it in at the time. But there we are.
When you said it like that, it was a trigger.
This topic, I'm just going to say out loud, you're getting a little more of the Prickly Heat tonight because Frank still has like a work shirt on. So, without the Dillos Diz merch on tonight, maybe he was working a little bit. So those are the 3 topics. Buy me something, Boo bashing, and it's time to haunt the Muppets. There's a probably other things in there along the way.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of Scarlett Johansson talk I think we can get into if we want to. There's Chapek was dropping some knowledge earlier today that I think we can get into. There's a lot to discuss. So, look at that. A lot of people dropping numbers already. Jen, what do you see?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I have a little more? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love you. That's what I see.
Okay. All right. So at some point, I don't know if we can continue having the chat picks. Not kidding. It's time to haunt the Muppets. Okay, so this week for the Disney Plus special coming out this fall, they dropped 2 pictures. Well, I get, and one was one that technically a video with Gonzo and oh god, his name just escaped me. The prawn. Why is his name escaping me? Suddenly drop his name in the chat if you remember the name of the prawn. Yeah, the
guy.
Yeah,
little guy.
and then what? I can't think of it. And then Kermit dressed as Piggy and Piggy dressed as Kermit. So those are now, everyone's getting excited. We're all abuzz. My thing that I posted on Pepe, thank you very much. I was like, Fifi,
Fofo, Mimi,
Pee. So Pepe is the prawn, and there we go. But my response on Twitter to these teases was, I will not raise my expectations. I will not raise my expectations. I will not. Should we be keeping our expectations to the ground level?
I mean, probably. Here's the thing. It's hard for us, I think, because we are big Muppet fans. We want more of the Muppets. We appreciate everything they do. We can also kind of see where they fall a little short, but overall, we're always like, I'd rather have Muppets than no Muppets at all, so keep it going. So, I think we're a little bit biased, but I tend to keep the expectations here-ish. It's true. We should not Dillo our expectations.
I mean, and Dr. Val raises a great point. It's Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
It's the Muppets. Hello.
Right. And I enjoy the seasonality of it all, where it's coming in the fall. It's leading up to Halloween, even though in Disney terms, we're in Halloween season now. But, I think I am going to enjoy that aspect of it as well, that it's coming out at that time of year. So
just to say, Jen, are you going to be singing a rendition of Smelly Cat during this episode? Because you got that Phoebe Cold voice when someone like her singing voice.
Smelly cat. I feel like I'm like, Monica, I'm fined.
Fined. So yeah, I mean, and it's hard because I want to make the jumps because as we constantly find a way to an angle for the Muppets to live in the Disney world, as it were, is this the gateway now? Should they be the pitch people for Disney? I mean, you want to sell the Haunted Mansion, but make a Muppet special. You got some? Should they do it? Should they do a Tower of Terror movie after this? Because Scarlett Johansson is no longer attached to it. I mean, maybe Bean can set off the fireworks. So, we've talked about these topics a lot because we want the Muppets to find their way and to go back to the glory. And Muppets Now we talk about a lot. Obviously it's probably the closest thing to. This is a stretch. The closest thing we've gotten to the Muppet Show in some time because it's a new millennium, it's a new century. You had the Zoom screen element, you had technology updates basically, but it was still a variety show. The execution wasn't great, but it was closer to what we want from the Muppets, I would say, in terms of not a full-length movie.
Right. I just need to interrupt because Steffers has arrived.
Oh.
And 9 minutes late. Apparently, when she doesn't co-host Theme Park Rob, exactly where I was thinking. Like you just show up when you feel like it. That's great for you. She also says, "Don't put no Muppets in my mansion." So she wants a little, "Don't Muppet my mansion." I think that's what that would be called, right? Don't Muppet my mansion. And Lewis had made a point I agree with. Yeah, that, it could also go south, the Haunted Mansion, the Muppets. What bad can they do? Also, don't screw it up. Don't
Right.
screw two things people love a lot. Don't screw this up. Thank you.
Okay, so the question is, if it goes really well, right? Because
Mhm.
we've had the Muppets in Liberty Square already.
Yeah.
Can we possibly, with the success of this special, again, I don't want to raise my expectations.
Mm.
Is this the possibility of the success of this special lead to a Muppets overlay at the Haunted Mansion in the fall season?
It's a no from Stuffers. So
Mhm.
we don't even need to see her answer. Skipper Bob, what's up? Welcome in.
Hey, Skipper Bob.
And I mean, it does kind of make sense if it goes well enough.
Mhm.
It does kind of make sense to do that, because it just, that's a natural next step. But I think it would have to really have its own like little cult following when it starts, and I think people really need to get on the Muppet train and hashtag save the Muppets and do all the things and really go hardcore for this series, or else I don't think they would take the time and chance it.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Liberty Square show too. I mean, it was a well-received show, so people were happy with it. I'm sure that they wished the crowds were a little bit more, which is why it was an easy cut for them to do, etc. But Muppets overlay from time to time in Liberty Square is probably not not a bad idea. I think well, you got a lot of room to play with there in Liberty Square, I think. So, again, not raising the expectations, but we're always hopeful in a way to find an angle for the Muppets to be not ill-fitting in Disney's universe.
Yes, I like this idea, Dr. Bell. If they didn't overlay, it would be as popular as what if they did the overlay? It would be as
It would be as popular as Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right. Yes. No. Stuffers. I'm not even going to put your comment up there.
Jen is mad at Stuffers this week.
You know what?
Mad about
Stuffers,
her tardiness.
Because I feel like you're taking your anger out from Frank onto me. And I also can't put words together because of my cold head. So I'm saying things backwards, and that's fine. So I'm just a little, and now I see that you don't really like the Muppets, and I don't think I ever knew that about you, Stuffers. So
who are you, Stuffers?
Who are you?
26 this week. Happy birthday, Stuffers! And now we don't even know who you are anymore.
Yeah, that happens when you sit in that seat. You turn into Angry Frank. You packed your angry eyes, didn't you?
I have to say that really kicked in after I turned 25 too. Now that you're 26,
no,
you're on your way to 30. Just so you know,
I was right over the edge at 24. It was all downhill after 24 for me. Yep. Okay.
Boo Bash bashing. So the Boo Bash opened this week. The fall decorations are in full effect here during the dog days of August. And, people just seem to be tweeting unhappiness. I'm curious. I want to pass it to the chat to see what they've seen complaints about. And then perhaps you can share them here and we will share them broadly. But is the Boo Bash bashing warranted? Just to say. Again, we know the pricing is not so scary pricing. The pricing is comparable to a after hours event, whether you're talking a villains party, any sort of thing in that vein. Let's talk about that. But are people being unrealistic with their own expectations when it comes to attending the Boo Bash?
Can I start with some positives while the chat starts to
Stepper saw positives, so
there we go.
Let's get both.
Yeah. So first of all, everyone has their thing, right? Halloween, very much people's thing. Some people are happy that it's starting this early. You know my rules with holidays. I get weird about it. That's my own thing. But, people love it. What I could see on Twitter from a positive perspective, I saw the cavalcades. I saw the Dapper Dan singing. I saw a lot of characters. I saw Winnie the Pooh and all his friends out at Crystal Palace in costumes. I thought that was awesome. I saw Pinocchio Village, Gideon, and you have to help me.
Oh, a foul fellow?
Yes.
On John? Yeah.
At Pinocchio's. When do you
Mhm.
ever see them out and
Right.
about?
Yep.
Saw Pirate Goofy. So you're seeing all these characters out and about. I feel like there was a big character presence and dressed up, which was fun. I also felt like they, people are just excited about it in general because it's like, oh, it's a party again, and people have been waiting for it. The negative I saw was obviously on TikTok. Was the crowding for the Riff Raff Street Rat. And I can say that because I've been there during that time where they kick out the guests and they bring in the Boo Bash Halloween, whatever it was.
Mhm.
They bring in those guests. So the changing of the guard, if you will, was not going well the other night. And it was just a huge crowd at the end of Main Street, and people
Right.
were not really moving out. So I
Mhm.
did see that as a negative, but I am interested to see what other people were seeing, positive or negative.
Yeah, Skipper Bob mentioned when you compare it to years past, this one is lacking.
Mhm.
Well, right, and it's twofold. One, it's not so scary,
Yeah.
so it's not the same event, but
Yeah.
it costs more, so we should be comparing to what was better in years past for a lower price.
Right.
So I think that is, and I see Lewis mentioning that everyone knew that. So again, I think people walk in thinking maybe it won't really be this way, and that's
Yeah.
not realistic. And when it comes to these things, like I technically will be in Orlando
Allegedly.
in Disney for one of these nights that Boo Bash is happening. I will be in the Magic Kingdom that
Mhm.
day that the Boo Bash is happening that night. Am I going to Boo Bash? No. Because what they're offering for the price is unrealistic. Now, if I was on my own and I was going in for the content, and I was going in because I want the low rate times, then I probably would consider buying it these days.
Yeah.
But as just I have a 5-year-old, so she's not gonna stay up that late. But I'm not going for that price at all.
Yeah.
But with a family of 3, I'm not doing it. I'm not even getting a park hopper for $85 plus.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
for times 3, $250 for park hoppers for 3 of
Yeah.
us because Epcot opens at 11. I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna go to Epcot at 11.
Right.
Sure, I have Ohana at 7:40 in the morning, but
It's fine.
I digress.
It's fine.
What are
It's
we
all
talking
fine.
about?
What are
It's
you,
fine.
boo bashing? Yeah. I'm trying not to sneeze, but everyone needs it's okay. I was just making sure we're kind of caught up. So yeah, I mean, I guess it comes with what people are really expecting when they get there compared to what they're getting, and you have to go into it knowing it is different than what you've seen before. So, and you're not going to get the same kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And whenever I see negative reactions, like
Mhm.
strong negative reactions, I'm like, what else is going on? What's going on? And I will say that, a little shift in the world these last 2 weeks have brought up a lot of feelings.
Sure.
So I think a lot of things we started suppressing again because we thought we were doing better. And now these 2 weeks have kind of Drag Race on Jen's block.
Every night, 8 p.m. Be there, be square, everybody.
So it's definitely interesting to me to see negativity and go, is this really warranted, or is it because we're a little more on edge the last 2 weeks? What's really going on, especially if you're in the state of Florida?
Right. Yeah.
Just
Everything's fine.
everything.
Da, 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 da.
Buy me something. All right, hold on. I gotta because I want to share something on the screen. So let me try to get out of this.
Is it Twisted Christmas?
Buy me something. Ringing up the lights and finding a Christmas tree.
We'll have to see if we can actually get through all 12 of that.
Right. So this was last week. They teased the 50th merchandise, the 50th anniversary merchandise for Walt Disney World, and people had a lot of feelings about some of the offerings, and as in. To me, if I was going to be negative about it, I would say they look like some of the shirts look like something you'd wear in the future, not necessarily maybe something for modern day wear.
Right.
But not that there was that they're just gonna be so much merch. So if they just release 6 or 7 pictures, let's not go crazy.
Mhm.
So officially dropped today. I saw people posting things they bought that were 50th anniversary related. I'm going to try to share the screen because I'm really excited about one thing I saw. And I want to share the screen. About
How's
the one
that going
thing
for you?
I
It's
saw.
been a while since you were even on
I
StreamYard.
know. Here it is. Is this what I want to show? Is this all here? Can you see my screen?
See it. Ooh, the Vault Collection.
That's it. The Vault Collection.
Oh, well, major announcement, anticlimactic.
I want to know what's in the Vault Collection. Tell me all the things, Walt Disney World. I will give you all of my Boo Bash money that I'm not spending to know what is in the Vault Collection. I want to know thoughts about what might be in the Vault. So there's a Castle Collection, a Vault Collection, an Iridescent Collection, and the Celebration Collection. Those are the 4 categories that are featured on the website. I'm going to stop scaring. I'm on point here. Stop scaring. Stop sharing. To see what we think about those. What are some of the things that you would like to have that's 50th anniversary branded? Like what are you aiming for, you folks in the chat? And Jen, you like I got my 40th anniversary zip up that I still wear with the the tracksuit stripes down the arm. You've seen me wear it on live streams. Got the little 40 insignia. I'm not even 40 anymore. I don't care. People think I'm 40 when I wear it, and it's fine.
Do people think that?
Listen, I colored my beard this weekend for the Renaissance Festival this weekend. I'm ready to go. I look 10 years younger. There's some days that I still get carded, right, to buying alcohol. And I'm like, yes.
Because that's
and then
the rule.
There's some days, like last week, I was in South Carolina, and I'm not to throw South Carolina under the bus, but you buy the beer, and sometimes they got to come over and do the thing on the screen, and it says person over 40, and they're like, boom, yes. I'm like, how dare you think I'm over 40?
You hadn't colored your beard yet, so
no, totally, yeah, and especially the sun, totally made it whiter and redder, and that's what happens when you got the red in your beard. It all goes white. That's what happens, people, just so you know. What are we talking about? Buy me something.
Nate, so good to see you tonight.
Hi, Nate. How's it going?
Happy to see you. I am also excited for the vault. I too, I'm excited for a good hoodie. I want something long lasting. Some of the t-shirts, sometimes depending on how they're made, they're not that long lasting. I want something like durable, good lasting. I've seen some good tumblers out there that I'm like, oh, that's nice. I kind of like the look of that. But I'm interested to see what else unravels as time goes on, because I feel like you're seeing little bits, here and there. So I'm intrigued to see what else they put out there into the world.
Yeah, I mean, because what is some of the merchandise you have to talk about? Some of the long-lasting merch that you've held on to over the years.
Shot glasses. Ceramic figures.
No, but even what about apparel? Yeah,
I know. Hats are usually, a good go-to. If you find a good hat I have an Epcot hat that feels a little bit retro-like to me. Like there's just something about it that's different, and I like a lot. I should go grab it. So I feel like hats are key, and they kind of last a while. And I feel like hoodies will last too. I feel like zip up ones, that's what we need.
I want the old stuff new again.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like zip up hoodies are sometimes better than the over the head hoodies. So we'll see. You have kept tank tops for 25 years.
Let's not call them tank tops. Let's call them sleeveless tees, please.
Oh, okay.
They're not this and this. They're not this. They're
not my Dillos Diz.
Oh yeah, they're not that. I'm not I have not purchased a tank from TeePublic. Not doing that. I think it's fine for but not me.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Because your shoulders are so pale, you don't want to show them off to the world?
Hey, I got some color. I actually did good with not burning myself for a week at the beach. So I think there's progress at age.
How high was the SPF?
Most times it was 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should protect you.
That's why I didn't burn myself.
Only Disney would partner with some Disney nostalgia influencer. From your mouth. From your mouth to Chapek's ears, Jeffers, you know?
Yeah. Chapek saying all the things today. Chapek talking about lots of stuff happening. You know, that the Book of Boba Fett is coming this fall. You know, you heard the things this week, you know, maybe also on the list that we can touch on here in the last 5 minutes. We don't have a timetable for Splash Mountain. So are you surprised by that?
No. I know. I was excited that the 7-year-old wanted to ride it on our last trip because there was a debate as to whether or not we would swap out, because it's like, ooh, will we get to ride this again before there's the change and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm like, or will we be riding this for our next 5 trips over the years, and it'll stick around for longer than we thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be the first, because we debated what will be the first attraction we go to on our Kingdom Day, and it's going to be Splash Mountain because we anticipate that being the longest wait. So if we can get a Splash Mountain, Thunder Mountain out of the way with the 5-year-olds, I think we're winning.
That'd be good. That would be good.
What else we got in the comments? A lot of them talk about the vault merch. Yeah, because the things I have left. I have the zip up from the 40th. I have the hoodie that you and Mr. Dillo got me years ago with the rainbow stripe thing, you know, the stripes logo across with the anything with that classic D and the globe. I mean, you put it on anything, I'm gonna buy it. Basically, that's all. That's all it takes is the D with the globe and the makeup. So that's the lot of it. So there's a lot going. I feel like it just the information just keeps coming.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what else trickles out over time. Because like in the beginning, like last week, I saw some stuff and I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know. I did see that there are the people going into the Emporium and other places already and doing the overbuy. Oh, let me get all the Spirit jerseys. Let me get them all, and just packing them in the big Disney bags, and kind of like they were doing at Splash Mountain when they announced that. And you know,
and there's still Splash merchandise to be had.
Right, exactly. Yeah, maybe you don't do that. So, you know, that's always, I get it, people, but also how much of a return are you really making? I don't know. They're just releasing the 50th. This is going to go on for a year and a half. I don't know that all of this is that limited, that you're making that big of a return, but what do I know? I'm not in the business of that, and maybe I need to be, so I can go to Disney more.
Well,
if
that's always
Gary V teaches me anything, it's that I have to flip, and I need to work on that. So
flip. Sorry, we didn't have time to talk about the Universal Sizzle Reel today for new scare zones and houses for Halloween Horror Nights. We've run out of time, but what we're going to do, just steppers.
In the pot for steppers.
We're going to take this over to Dillos Diz Resort.com. It's our Patreon page where for as low as $1 per month, you can get access to our 1-channel Discord and more. And for our quiet pool and balcony level guests, we have the post show for Theme Park Thursday Live, which is what we will take over. I saw Jeffers mention it earlier. Lenny Burrows will not be making an appearance because I'm still here in my work shirt.
I have a show and tell, though.
Oh, you have a show and tell?
I do.
For the Patreon post show?
I do.
All right. Well, there you go. That's enough of a teaser. Thanks so much to everyone in the chat. Bring it on over to DillosDizResort.com. Steffers, if you wanted in that chat over there, talk about all the scare zones and the haunted houses, you're more than welcome. Until that time, she's Jen. I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.